I've said for a long time that people are prepping to buy. There is a lot of capital that is positioned to accumulate right now. A very, very large amount. It's the big reason why I've said that we're probably not going to face these major retracements, because there is so much capital sitting on the sideline ready to go. Now, I'm going to dive into this further in just a second here, but I want to show everybody, even since I filmed my first Cardano video of the day, probably about 25, 30 minutes ago, the market has rallied 43.7. We can see ADA still above 53 cents. Hopefully this all just continues to move the right direction. And I think that there's a big reason why this is happening. Now, we know that institutions got their dip. They got to buy below 40K. Congrats. They stirred enough fear into the market where people liquidated their bags. And guess what? There's a lot of people that are getting left behind right now. A lot of people that are still waiting for further drops that, in fact, may not come. And the data suggests even further that this may not happen. I look a lot at this USDT flow to exchanges, whether we're seeing inflows, whether we're seeing outflows. And there has been a very, very heavy stream of inflows into exchanges since late last year. And this has not really changed here. Now, we know that the highest times were right at the start of 2024. People preparing for the announcement of spot Bitcoin ETFs. It was a buy the news event, or technically a buy the news event, right? We got our spike to 48K or 49K actually before we went on our huge retracement. So then it became a sell the news event. It was a quick spike, quick drop. All right. Now, since that time, and even while the market's been in fear, there's been some flows to exchanges, and there's still a lot of capital that is in fact set on the side, prepared, and ready to buy. And guess what? That capital is going to want to get in at some point here. Now you can see how what the change of this has looked like as well since the beginning of 2024. Again, massive spike to begin the year, preparation of this. Now, what's interesting is we're still staying at extremely high levels in terms of net inflows. That is very telling. There's a lot of capital that's ready to buy right now. Now, what I believe is even more telling about this is if you look at how long this USDT has actually been held. So a huge, huge portion of this is held between 2 to 52 weeks. All right. Even, well, not even larger, but almost as large is 52 weeks plus. This is old money. This is money that has been here and waiting for a very, very, very long time. They're waiting for that right moment to buy. Now, do we think that this USDT is just going to sit here and wait forever? No, at some point they're going to be buying. And this is a lot of capital to push the market up even higher. This is why I've been so bullish. This is why I don't think, again, that we're going to get those big retracements. This is something that, again, is positive for ADA. It's positive for BTC. It's positive for the crypto market as a whole. You see a lot of this flow into holding actual assets, not stables, that takes place. It'll probably, honestly, mostly be post-halving is what I'm thinking. All right. We typically get our retracements. Shoot, I should have had this. We typically get our retracements post-halving. So it's like what we'll see in terms of BTC. We'll likely see that in terms of ADA. It's possible, again, that we get our climb until probably about here, end of March, something like that, before we begin our retracement. I don't think BTC is going to set a new all-time high before we get to the halving, but it wouldn't be surprising if we were somewhere up in that, 50 to 55K range if these things continue. Believe it or not, as of right now, this is just a normal market cycle. We haven't really gotten into mass adoption yet. Institutional money is just beginning to dabble. This is kind of like the early test, essentially. So be prepared. Post-halving is probably when we're going to see a much bigger impact from these things. When we really see a ramp up in institutional money, when mass adoption really begins to take off. I can't tell you, God, there are so many people that are just clueless as we go into this market cycle. I was at work yesterday, and it's funny because some of my coworkers were making fun of me. They were calling me the crypto king. Freaking hilarious. But yeah, many people just don't get it. They don't get what's happening, and that's fine, man. People are gonna miss out. It is what it is. I'm just happy that we're here now, that we talk about this as much as we do, and we can actually see the early signs of this massive wave that is about to take place. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Congrats on being here early. And I look forward to seeing what we can do here in this bull run. Have a great one, and I'll catch you later. Take care.